Oh, good.
I would like to give. I would like to all the people who are watching right now, silently in your home, start clapping for James O'Keefe. Just because he this is maybe one of the biggest and best stories I think he's done. Probably not true. I'm probably forgetting something more impactful. But Project Veritas has gotten a CNN staffer on the record gloating about COVID deaths propping up their ratings.
Oh, boy.
And he says the red phone rings, and it's Jeff Zucker, who I believe is the president, calling and saying, hey, get that death tracker on the TV because it's good for the ratings. That's amazing.
Jeez.
That's horrible.
It's amazing, but is it really a shocker?
Yeah.
Well, hold on.
What's the shocking part?
The first expose that Veritas did the other day, where the guy's like, we hate Trump. We got him out of office. We're propaganda. I'm like, oh, surprise, surprise. We know this, but still, good job on Veritas getting this information.
Definitely.
But when the guy's on camera here's what he said, quote, COVID, gangbusters with ratings, right? Which is why we constantly have the death toll on the side.
We know it.
That made my jaw hit the floor.
Yeah.
I knew the bar was low for CNN, but come on. He's on a date with a woman going like, gangbusters, man, COVID, all these people dying? That's great. Wow. That to me was like
his first.
What's awesome is the context, if you think about it, right? So this guy is on a date
exactly
with a girl that
Yikes.
swiped on him or somehow got connected
Tinder.
with him. Well, we don't know how they met. And they're on a date, and he's bragging to her. He's bragging to her about how they're manipulating the country.
Please tell me this was the first date too. You like take girl out for a first date. You're like, guess what we're doing?
Hold on.
First of all,
not the propaganda, okay? Imagine it's the first date and he goes, when people die,
it's great
awesome.
for ratings. It's like, I make so much money.
Right, but the sad part is he probably doesn't get a single extra penny based on ratings, and he's doing it because he's a corporate drone, and he's selling out his country and all of his fellow countrymen so that some corporation and shareholders can get rich, which makes him double, triple loser.
Oh my goodness.
Imagine going on a date with a woman and thinking you're going to get laid by bragging about how dead people are good for your company.
For money.
No.
Well, here's the other
For
thing.
money.
Ooh,
If you're
that turns me on.
Your first,
she says.
your first tip that this is a spy should be that you work at CNN and she's going on a
You have
date
a
with
date.
you.
Yes,
like,
seriously.
why on earth would anyone in their right mind?
It's a giveaway.
The whole time he's like, this girl's hot.
She's like, she is really into me.
Why is she talking to me? I don't know. I'm just going to go. Maybe it's because I'm work for CNN. She must think
Yeah.
that that's amazing.
Dude, would it be really funny?
Is this woman's Tinder profile like, people dying is exciting to me? So he's like, he feels
He's like,
comfortable.
this is, she's like, please, I love being lied to. He's like, perfect.
Yes.
No, in the Tinder profile it says I like Adderall addicted, alcoholic, balding, fat guys that work inside windowless rooms all day. That's what I'm looking for.
To be fair, this guy doesn't look like that.
Oh,
All right.
never mind then.
But working for CNN puts you on that level, I
does,
think
yes.
is what he's saying.
Sorry, I was just thinking.
Hold on,
Working at CNN takes you from like a 10 to a 3.
Yes.
The reason why I take this seriously is because there's been other
serious.
Veritas exposés where employees of CNN were actually like, we used to do news. This sucks. We're unhappy.
That's sad.
There was one guy, he's like sitting in a room, he's like an older middle-aged guy with a big old belly, and he's like, we used to actually go out and report stuff.
Oh.
And when I saw that expose from Veritas, I was like, wait a minute. When was the last time you saw CNN do a live report on the ground at a major event? And at that point, it was like deep in the Trump presidency. I was like, damn, it's been years.
Yeah.
It's been years. So this guy's sad about it. This dude
Loves it.
Imagine
It's the time of his life.
Here's the best part, though. Jack, you mentioned it. He's not getting a single extra penny for CNN doing well. Imagine being like Randall from Recess, like Miss Finster.
Yes.
He's all happy and gloating, like, human suffering makes my company succeed. It's like you're not benefiting from it. He just likes watching people suffer because it benefits his tribe.
That's horrible.
And imagine thinking it's going to get you laid.
I was thinking back, like, where in my brain and how did it get there that CNN had credibility? And I was trying to reflect.
That was in there at some point?
Just now, I was reflecting on Tim's comments. And yes, there was a moment in my pre-awakened state.
People are watching this, man. You don't have to admit that.
Just stick around for the after show. And so I was like, you know what it was? It was Wolf Blitzer during the first Iraq War. I feel like that, to me, like anchored credibility in my mind for CNN. But knowing what I know now, I look back and I just wonder how much of all that was complete nonsense and BS the whole time too.
Yeah, a lot of that media, first Iraq War media, was bull.
Yeah.
Based on
Nonsense.
what I've heard from people that actually served and fought over there.
Well, there was this series of papers that came out about these like Afghanistan papers.
I've heard about them.
Which I'm not sure if you guys have heard about these, but yeah, I mean, we were lied to from the start.
Wait,
And
hold
off the
on.
time-
When was that? Was that 2010 or 11?
This was not as
What, the
far ago.
Afghan
No, the,
papers?
20,
Wait,
the
are you-
Afghan
It was way
papers were
recent.
more recently.
Yeah.
Are you talking about? Did that come from that Russian psychological operator?
That guy, the wiki,
Wiki
kind of
Russia.
WikiLeaks.
Oh, they
Russia
should
leaks.
WikiLeaks?
string
Yeah.
him up.
Russia leaks.
the WikiLeaks. Yeah, no.
Jules.
Sandy.
Yeah, Jules.
I don't
Sangi.
know. Yeah.
Is that? Oh, that Russian traitor. That's
Yeah,
Russian,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
We're,
He was
we're,
sad.
we're making
It was
light
like
of a
US
very
lie
sad
about
situation.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
No, you're actually
Julian
right.
Assange
I
is
love
getting,
Assange.
getting just dragged right
Yeah.
now, and that's not right.
They gave him something worse than a death sentence, in my opinion. Julian Assange. He was exposing the establishment, the corrupt machine. He look, the emails that got released through WikiLeaks shined a light on what the DNC was doing with these media organizations, the nefarious double standards and all that stuff. And for everything that Julian Assange has done, they gave him something worse than a death sentence. It's a character assassination and indeterminate imprisonment.
Yeah, isolation,
Isolation,
locked up away
solitary
from
confinement.
Like the
with no timeline, no hope.
Right.
It's crazy, dude. The military-industrial complex is the Empire from Star Wars. And if you ever watch Star Wars and think, what side would I be on? Would I be part of the Empire? If you don't support
Yes.
Julian Assange, then you're part of the Empire.
Yep. Well, to be fair, we're all sitting in the Death Star being like, I hate the Death Star.
I dislike this Death Star.
Yes.
It was so lame how the Death Star blew up, Alderaan.
Misallocation.
How do you dismantle
of
it?
funds.
It's like
blowing it up.
imagine being in the Death Star doing a broadcast show where you're like, the decimation of Alderaan was wrong and protesting it, and then like nothing changes.
Wait. Did you just say we're sitting inside the Death Star right now?
Yes.
We're part of the Empire.
Yes.
I'm confused.
The United States
Just 'cause we're in
government
the US.
is
Oh, I
staging
see. Oh, I see. I
these
see, I see,
forever
I see, I see,
wars,
yes,
and then finally we get this like Darth Vader accidentally loses an election somehow. He screws up, and then we get some crazy Jabba, like a Hutt guy,
Yeah.
who's this
was
crazy,
Trump, yeah.
Great
Trump the
comparison.
Hutt becomes the emperor somehow, and I'm like, look, the Hutts are not good people, but this is better than
Girl
Darth
and
Vader.
everything.
Sidious is out. What do we do? And then the Empire takes it back, and then Trump the Hutt was like, I want to do good deals. I want to make lots of money. Blowing up Alderaan isn't good for business. Let's move. Let's do peace on Tatooine. Let's get our troops back. And then the Imperials, the leadership, were like, no, we need to
back.
blow up these planets. So then Darth Biden comes in, and here we
Good
are.
old Darth Biden.
Darth
Get the
Biden.
lights. Get the lightsaber rusty. Put it in a barrel. Pay it against the curb. Well, speaking of the industrial military complex and their lackeys in the media, it's interesting how CNN and some of these other outlets have characterized Biden extending the deadline for when we leave Afghanistan. So Biden says that as a non-negotiable, we're going to be out of Afghanistan by September 11th.
Oh.
And they're reporting it as if he just came in and decided we're going to pull our troops out of Afghanistan. No, Trump negotiated a deal with the Taliban where we were supposed to be out by May 1st. So Biden extended the deadline, and they're reporting on it as if Biden just came in and pulled us out ahead of time. And a lot of it is negative, too. They're saying things like, well, Biden is doing this against the advice of foreign policy experts. Of course we should stay there another 20 years.
Lindsey Graham. He's like, he's making he's going to make another 9/11. Okay,
This is as bad as the 100 million vaccinations in 100 days story, where like Biden comes in, he's like, we're going to change everything we're doing around here. We're going to do 100 million vaccines in 100 days, which was exactly
Yeah.
the
What
Trump
the
said.
Trump plan.
Yeah.
But now they're just screwing it up. Now it's like he's going to say, we're going to do 50 million
They're
in
pushing it.
100
Well,
days.
that's the thing.
They're
The
pushing it back.
Taliban
Yeah, that's what I'm
said
saying.
the
Make it
Taliban.
worse.
So here, there has not been a single American troop killed in Afghanistan in a year at this point. But the Taliban have said if we are not out by that May 1st deadline that we negotiated, they will start attacking the United States and our NATO allies again.
Here's my prediction. Come like May 3rd or 4th, there's going to be an attack on an American base, and Biden's going to
Yep.
be like,
Well,
we have to stay.
We have to stay. It's clear that they're not, willing to allow peace. There's going to be a series of news about attacks.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Deadline's going to pass.
So the choreography is in place. The dancers are prepped.
Yep.
The music is playing, and the guys at Lockheed Martin are just going like this. Yeah.
And all
No,
the work
hold on. The
Trump
guys-
had to do to fight the foreign policy establishment to get us to the point where we could have a deal negotiated, where in the near future we'd have all of our troops withdrawn, is completely out the window, and we're going to stay over there.
I think the CEO of Lockheed is a woman,
Yes.
Jack.
Well,
Did I
there-
just
hold on,
misgender
that's
her?
pretty messed up.
So let me
Jack,
just say, the
Jeez.
women who run the military-industrial complex jumped up onto their desks and started square dancing together
Yes,
and
indeed.
doing a jig, and they're all celebrating and clapping along.
I would
It's
say
like,
they pulled up their skirts, but no, they were wearing
no,
pantsuits.
yeah.
It is
pantsuits.
James D. Talsit.
Oh, it's a guy.
Talsit.
What are the
Oh,
big-
Tim,
Talsit.
misinformation. Well, you never know these days.
Triple misgender.
CEO and president.
he corrected you.
You ever-
I want to say, like, I really hope we're wrong about this too, but I basically made the exact same prediction. Yeah, I mean, the Taliban promised they would attack if we're there past May 1st, as in 2 weeks from now, and we're saying we're going to stay there longer.
Really? You
Yeah.
will?
Oh my
You will? Sweet. We're staying till September 11th.
promise?
Yeah.
You promise?
Well, there's
Like,
the thing.
why did they say September 10th anyway? They're obviously trying to make a statement.
Yeah. So no, September 11th. Yeah, that's when he said we're going to be out there on the 20th, like right after.
And
the 20th
then
anniversary.
right on cue, Lindsey Graham
right on the
pops
20th
up and he's
anniversary.
like, Joe Biden's making a big mistake with this. The Republicans have to rally together to keep the war going forever. And then Joe Biden's going to be like, we got to have compromise. Come on, man. The Republicans, we can't just take whatever we want. I'm going to compromise. Okay, Lindsey, you're right. We're not going to pull out of Afghanistan because we believe in negotiating.
Yeah.
And then we can stay
There was
in.
like 3 seconds when Lindsey Graham had credibility
Yep.
during the Kavanaugh
Kavanaugh,
trial.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then that was
and now
it.
it's just gone.
Yeah.
I love his quote was that the decision was dumber than dirt and devilishly dangerous, which is
Ooh, very nice.
You remember
I like
that cringy meme
Which is
where
like-
he was like walking like a gangster, and he
love
looked at
that
everyone
meme,
was like,
okay?
"Oh, I couldn't
right.
stand it."
I thought it was
you could
great.
see alcoholism in his eyes.
That
I was
lady
like, "This
was
guy's
screaming.
so lame," and like the kids want a hero, That
These are my.
oh, I couldn't stand it. I can't stand that guy. What a piece of trash.
The Republican
Oh,
Party
well.
got
Sorry, Lindsay. I
the-
can't
the-
stand your work.
The Republican Party got
Pray for
support because they were forced in the Trump direction.
Exactly. The American people
Dragged.
rejected this. No, when the Republican Party voted for Donald Trump, they were rejecting the foreign policy establishment. Well, I mean, they were rejecting Hillary Clinton, right? But when his movement had actual support from Americans who were going to his rallies and showing up for him, a lot of that was people who were conservative and who were sick of the foreign policy establishment running the show.
Yep.
He beat 17 of those a-holes. It was a very clear statement.
Trump the
Yeah.
Hut.
Yeah, I like that metaphor that he was like a hut because he was like this,
Definitely.
That lady
this
in the bikini.
gangster from outside the
hilarious.
A
system.
trade dealing, doing
Yeah.
deals, business. The Huts are bad people,
Arguably.
and they're big, nasty, and fat, and all that stuff. But they weren't like they're not the Sith.
No, they're not force sensitive.
They were people who were dancing around and enjoying their time along with them, and a lot of people were willing to do business with them. And think about how even Luke Skywalker approached Jabba. He was like, "I'll give you a chance." So even the approach to the Hutts or to Jabba specifically was like,
maybe
do
we'll
your
make a
thing.
deal.
We're like, maybe we'll make a deal with like the Sith. It's like, Obi-Wan draws the lightsaber immediately. He's like, I'm going to kill Anakin now that he says he's a Sith. A guy I've known my whole life who's like my brother must die the moment he says he's a Sith. It's very, very different. You know what I mean? Now that we're doing Star Wars memes.
We should just ask Leia what she thought
Yes.
of her time with the Huts. How long was she there, chained up? Do we know?
That's a good question.
How long between the end of
Months?
Empire and the beginning of
No.
Return?
Years?
No, because she goes there in the beginning of the movie and then gets caught.
Oh, okay.
She's in the disguise, remember?
That's right.
Yeah, and then he captures her and she's only there for a little
I
bit.
think between when Han got frozen in carbonite and Luke goes to Jabba, that there was like a year or more had passed.
So who's Luke in this analogy?
I don't even know.
it's you, dude.
Definitely not.
No, you're Obi-Wan.
My dad-
Look at the hair.
No, it's got to be like the son of a
Obi-Wan.
prominent Democrat who goes rogue and then like
Tulsi Gabbard, man.
No, I'm Han Solo. Like,
I love it.
All right. Should we talk about California?
She goes, I love you. And he goes,
I know.
That was improvised, I heard.
That was an improvised line. That's
was
right.
it? Well, that's
Brilliant.
baller.
Yeah.
That is real life right there.
That's just Harrison Ford.
He stole my line.
Harrison Ford. Apparently, he was supposed to say something like "I love you too," but
Yeah.
Harrison Ford was like, "Han wouldn't say that."
No.
So he's like, "I know." That was good. That was good. That's classic. Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. If you want to see the full show, come back to this channel, youtube.com/TimcastIRL, Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., where you can leave comments and super chat, and we actually will read your comments on the show. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and if you want exclusive members-only content, segments you can't get anywhere else, go to timcast.com, become a member, and we even have full bonus episodes. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.